All right, guys, let's take a minute to walk out in the crops and show you guys how are things sitting right now. So we are basically at the end of May, beginning of June, just about. And here's our spring wheat. This is the very first crop that we seeded, very first land with that pillar drill. And I was going to show you guys a little bit what we're looking at here. This area about drove on a bunch, so it's not looking good. But basically, we've gotten, I don't know, like 1,500ths of rain. If you figure all the little tiny showers since we seeded, maybe a tenth. It's not looking good. Those spring wheats, it's firing its little leaves off on the bottom. I mean, there's no moisture. It's fading fast. It's not dead yet. It's fading fast. So this is the first crop. It should be about twice as tall, and you shouldn't hardly be able to see the dirt right now. It should be canopied over. It's not good. If we go over here, where it's thin, looks like it didn't get seeded here. Not a result of the pillar drill. It's just a result of seed. Look at all that seed. Look at that, a ton of it. Just sitting in dry dirt. It never even got a chance to sprout or germinate because there was never even moisture there to begin with. So that's how we're sitting there. Now let's go look at the last seeded field on the farm, okay? Go show you that. And then I'm gonna go pop the drone up in the air. I'm gonna show you guys what our prairie looks like, our coulees, areas that's not farm grassland. Should be just rolling, lush green hills right now. It's not. It looks really bad. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. We'll talk about that in a second. This is the last seeded field on the farm. Nothing. Not much. It's pretty bare. Doesn't look good. You can see this area blue when it was so dry and the wind picked up. The furrows are covered over. But if I go down here, I'm sure without a lot of effort, should be able to find shadows. Really not good. Where are we? It's there somewhere. Let's try over here. Unless that blew away too. I'm not finding any seed in there. What's going? Oh, there's one right there. There we go. There's one. There's a couple. I guess we didn't treat that stuff here at the end. That's why it blends in. There's nothing growing. So this is the last seed. This is about 2.5, 3 weeks difference between the first and the last. And you can see the difference. That's how much moisture was lost from the little bit of snow we had this winter that got the initial early seeding germinated, at least some of it, to this. So it's just dead, nothing. The neighbor's fields right over there, same thing, nothing. Not looking good, not looking good. It's as if we seeded in June because it hasn't even seen water yet. So let's go look at the native grass. And that's a bad story in itself for all the ranchers out there who've got cattle. Not good. Let's go take a look at it. All right, this is land that's just west of my house I built, which is right over there. It's neighbors' coulees. We call these coulees or draws. This land's never been broke, never been farmed. This grass has not been grazed yet this year. In fact, it was hardly grazed last year. This is what we're dealing with. There is no new growth. See that? I mean, it is crispy. If you go down to where there was a little bit of snow, maybe a little runoff, you'll see some green. So like, see down here, see a little bit of green residue? Like here's some grass that's struggling, it's hanging on. It actually did make some green material, but I mean, the cow guys are in a world of hurt right now. They're not sure what to do. I hear guys buying feed. You shouldn't be buying feed until fall, and they're literally having feed imported from Canada to keep their herd alive right now because they might just have to get rid of a chunk of it because they can't support it on their land. The reservoirs are drying up. Not much water left in the reservoirs. They're just about gone. It's very, very grim. A lot of Montanas this way. A lot of southern Alberta, even North Dakota, a lot of the west. It's not good. We're not the only ones. We've been in drought for a lot of years, so it's not like this is that big a surprise to us. But for everybody else that hasn't been in drought, this is bad. It's by far the worst I've ever seen in my entire life. By far the worst my dad's ever seen in his entire life. I mean, literally under a ½ inch of rain in 10, 11 months. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So let's pop the drone up in the air. I'll give you guys an aerial view of what it looks like. But here's the deal. This is what I'm getting at. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and that is tomorrow there's a really good chance of rain. There's a low that's moving up over California It's going to hold moisture over Montana, southern Alberta, parts of North Dakota. It's just going to sit here for like 3 days. And they're talking between 2 to 3 inches of rain, which would be our biggest rain in 3 to 5 years. I don't even know when the last time we got 3 inches in 3 days. I can't even remember. I think there was one time back in like 2020, I think, where a thunderstorm did that. So this, I just want to show you guys a before and after. This is what it looks like now. I'm going to come back in like a week. If it does rain the 3 inches like they're saying, and I'm going to show you guys what's going to change. Because this land is just going to wake up like as if it was in hibernation. It's just going to turn green and just be unbelievable what's going to happen. It's just waiting. It's just waiting for some rain. And our crops, I don't know how much damage has been done. Definitely yields are being hurt. But for the stuff that hasn't even germinated yet, it's as if we just seeded. So it's got potential to still grow a crop. And we're going to talk more about that in a minute. But let's put the drone up first. So as you can see, this is where we started at. I'm right down there in that white pickup. Here's some of the land as I horribly fly this drone for my standards. The green is our first seeded ground. Nice dust on the county road there. You can just kind of get an idea of the dust coming off this truck driving down the county road. Isn't that just amazing? Look how it hangs in the air like that. Oh look, there's something going on over here. What's this? Let's see what this is. Something going on over here. Someone's working ground or something. But see what I mean? That's miles away. That's probably approaching 10 miles from here. And you can see the dust. But back to the prairie is what I'm looking at. I got us in speed mode here, so it's a little jerky. There's the city of Shelby. There's one reservoir right there that's got some water in it. But this is what we're looking at for prairie. This is the rangeland that cattle guys are dealing with right now. So we will see in just a couple days the transformation that takes place in this land from 2 inches of rain, if not 3. Praying it's 3. That would just be amazing. Just look at that. Ah, it should be all green right now. It should just be green everywhere. It looks like a desert, doesn't it? It's like a desert. Crazy. This is a reservoir. I dug this out because I needed a bunch of dirt when I was doing my house. Just a teeny bit of water in there. That was full last year. I'm amazed there's even water in it. So here's a new dilemma we're going to be running into, okay? We've got basically a month difference between the first seeded and then the stuff that hasn't germinated yet. And mixed in between our land is grain that's germinated and it's sprouted and out of the ground, and grain that's sitting dry dirt, okay? And it's going to push our harvest back like a month because we can't harvest green grain. We got to harvest ripe crop, okay? So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, we get rain throughout the summer. Get this 2.5 inches of rain. It's as if we just seeded right now. I know there's stuff that's already germinated. It's as if we seeded right now, a month and a half, almost 2 months late, 2 months, okay? That's going to push our harvest back till end of August, September, before that earliest or latest germinated stuff that hasn't even germinated right now grows and becomes mature. It's going to be end of August, which our harvest usually starts end of July. So we're going to be into September, okay? It's going to push our harvest back a month, month and a half. It's going to be crazy. And if we get rain throughout the summer, on and off, an inch here, an inch there, half inch here, half inch there, that seems like absolutely crazy numbers to me because I haven't seen that. They're not saying it's going to, because El Nino is going to be in the way, blocking a lot of that from getting up here. But you know what? It could happen. Absolutely could happen. No one really knows. We could actually have a pretty good harvest. Could have a good crop this year. All things said. If it doesn't rain and it gets hot like they're saying, and it's going to be dry like they're saying in the summer, it's just going to burn to a crisp. Even with this 2.5 inches of rain, it'll start making some heads and it's just going to burn down, and it might still be a complete loss, not worth running the combines in. So, I don't know. Your guys' guess is as good as mine. We're going to find out one way or another. We're going to get there, but I just laying it out there. This is what's going on. It is something else. Well, I suppose I should probably just not use the farming machinery and pick something that moves dirt instead, because you can do that right now. Have yet to drive the new grader, new to us, the Detroit champion. Soon we'll get a chance, but actually today I'm going to take the backhoe out because I got some culverts that are buried from sand when the fields blew. and I need them cleaned out in case that rain does move a lot of water, and I want the roads to be underwater. So we're gonna get the backhoe fire and do that. And if it rains, I'll take him out and clean some roads up because I need moisture to grade roads so it packs properly and doesn't turn into a big dust bowl. So let's start with the backhoe first. Rains, then we'll go to the grader. I'll learn how to run that. No idea if that has power. It's hooked up. I do have a jump pack in case it doesn't. We will see shortly here. Oh. Huh. I'll take a look at that in the shop in a minute. I think the wind blew that over. Oh, man. See if you can grow crops. Then you can make some money, and you make some money. You can get different machinery. Unlike this. Just look at the dirt in here. This is from the wind blowing. All that dust just covered it. Wow. All right. Okay. Throttle a little bit up. Let's see what happens here. Oh, easy. Battery's got lots of juice. There we go. There's about. Yep. Any minute now. I believe it. There's fuel. Beautiful. Let's fix that. Anybody got an extra coffee can laying around? The old Folgers cans? I'll drop that on that when I'm done. That's how you do it around here. Yeah, I know. I'll weld that thing up when the time comes, but I don't feel like doing it right now. We'll put the coffee can on, then I'll weld it up. See all this? This is all sand blown from that field over there. Topsoil gone. And there's the culvert. And if I don't unplug this, if it does rain like they're saying, there's a good chance this is all gonna fill up with water here. So let's dig this out. Forgot to grab my shovel, but somewhere here, where are you at? Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the culvert. Got some rocks here. Ugh. That rock's stuck. All right, well, I'll see if I can finesse this bucket over here and scrape out right there. Clean that a little bit more, and then we'll head to the other side and take care of that side. And hopefully, the water will be able to push through and wash out what's in there. It'll go that way. I think there's enough of an opening there. It'll wash through, so that's good. Let's check out the other side. Oh boy. Let's just take a scoop of this, push it out, see what happens, as long as I don't catch the culvert, but just judge from the grasses, I'm sure it's right here. So we'll take that out first, and I'll use the bucket. I was wrong. That stuck out a lot further than I thought. It's right there. Now let's try to clean it up. I'll dig this out first. I see what's going on now. They had an extension on there, and it was all crushed and collapsed, and I crushed and collapsed it more. But that'll work. It's open. It's gonna need a little bit of more work done to it, but at least that end will flow. So let's dig this one out and move on. It's interesting, there's rocks piled inside those things. I don't know why, but whatever. It's also got about 6-7 inches of dirt through the whole thing. So I don't think we're getting that out anytime soon, but for now, we'll move on. I heard though, a trick you can do is use a car tire, and you push a rope through, tie it to a car tire or a chain, hook it onto a pickup, drive forward and just rip the tire out and it'll pull all that dirt out. Haven't tried it. That's a county's job, not mine. But I don't want flooding today, or this weekend. So I'll do a little bit of preventative maintenance so we don't flood our yard. Hasn't started yet. Just got a sprinkle on my arm. Maybe a little bit of rain tonight, but tonight's not supposed to be night tomorrow. Thunderstorm there, over there, over there. A couple places nearby got 3 tents. The farmyard didn't, but maybe some of our stuff on the edges did. Luke got 3 tents. What else do you have, Luke? Where is he?
This?
Ah!
Yeah!
What is that thing?
He's my stinker. Rain!
What does he eat? Rain?
I found
So what is it?
Rain!
You're right. What is that thing?
Salamander, tiger salamander.
Wait, aren't tigers mean? Don't they bite?
Yeah.
So does he bite?
I don't know.
Where'd we find him?
Right over there.
Yeah, right over. Oh, yeah, over here. What is over here?
Stinker.
What are we doing over
He
here?
likes rain and flies.
This is what I've been doing. Put installed Hunter rotors there and there. Did some landscaping with our good old-fashioned free rock we got. Another rotary over here. And then I installed a 3-zone, that's zone 4, a 3-zone irrigation system with 21 T20 Hunter heads out here. There's one right over there. This is just temporary for the water from the rain. And there, 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 and then there's 3 arcs. And this is all seeded. This is last year's attempt to grow grass. Complete failure because it never rained. I didn't have water. This year, I've got water, unlimited water, I guess you could say, because I'm tapped into a water line. So we're all plumbed in. I got my Hunter controller around the corner over there. That's what I've been doing off camera, which you guys haven't seen since seeding stopped, is trenching, laying, piping, crimping, and adding sprinkler heads. So we can have a lawn, because I'm going to get it this year. All right, I'll show a little more. Why not? We're here. There's the main master valve. Yes, I have an extension coming for that. It was shorter than I expected. There's gravel under this whole area. There we go. There's my Orbit 6-valve system manifold, all tied in, ready to roll. And then I've got, this thing's massive. This Hunter box can do, this ICC2, can do 54 zones, I think, is what it's rated for. Guess what I'm using? 6. Why did I buy that? Because it was half the price as the residential version. That did the same thing. It was like $260 for this. And the other ones were like $450, $500. So I was like, whatever, I'll just do this one. But yeah, see, I can go on. Let's just go to run zone 1. And any second now. Here we go. See? There's my zone 1. Wraps around. Let's go to zone 2. So I'm just so excited about this. I just never grew up with sprinklers, and now I have them. So this is a new big deal to me. So you guys are going to have to deal with this. There we go. Look at that. Estimated about 22 gallons per minute flow. We're missing one right here. She should be popping up right there. Could be the water's not high. But anyways, our water pressure should be around 50 PSI. It just sometimes just barely, if it's at the lower end and the pump hasn't kicked up. It doesn't quite kick a couple heads on that zone. I've got laterals on those to hopefully equalize the pressure, because there's getting quite a few. And then of course my last zone, which is right there on the outskirts. There she goes. Oh yeah, that one always works really nice. The 360s, you got to have higher flow, so they take different nozzles. But the outside ones, I got 2.5s in, because they're only 180 degree and 90 degrees on the end. There we go. Okay, there's my irrigation. There's the update on the house. I haven't gone on the inside since it's been done, I know. Sorry, there's been concrete poured back here. I haven't shown that yet. I don't know when. I'm going to wait till I get a lawn, then I'll show you guys the house, okay? All right. So root for that lawn. There we go. Now it's working. Oh, I love it. It's so beautiful. Just never seen so much water in my life.
Hello.
And kids.
Hello. We have... Can I go show them the thunder?
If you want, if you can find it.
It's raining and it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went to bed and bonked his head and couldn't get up in the morning. So what I'm doing is I was thinking if I could put this bucket under here, maybe we could like get some of the rain, and then we could like measure how much rain there is. We have some pigs. They're in that pen right there. Stripe just woke up. He's the big fat one I'm taking to fair. We are doing those with fair. We got a parakeet. We raised some baby chicks this year. We have a dog. Ah, my feet are so slippery. I slipped and fall. My dad just got some sprinklers set up right here where we're going to put some flowers. And say hi, Mav.
There, this is cool. These are the, what are these? The MP 1000s, I think? I could be wrong on that. Let's see. I've got it set so it sprays and then it cuts off, though I have a little bit of overspray here on the porch, so you can see. So it's going over, it's hitting there, it's arcing, and it comes in. With a little bit of a mist right there.
Does it turn like this?
Yeah, well, it doesn't actually turn. Yeah, inside there's a piece that slowly turns. Yep.
No, like does the water go like this? Or does it whole spin around? Dad,
It's full already? Are you serious?
We've got so much rain from the roof. But think about all the fields that are getting how much rain.
I hope it's getting a lot of rain.
And it's gonna hopefully rain the whole night. So this is really good.
Yeah, we need a lot of buckets.
There's 50 water bugs. Or like,
Is there water bugs in there?
yeah. Are they dead?
Oh man, the joy to be a kid.
Say hi, Levi. Hi. I am talking again. Rose Welker. I'm not saying my middle name. So the rain is so good. Look how fast it's filling up the buckets. We already got one fill. This is next, but that bucket's bigger, so it's not gonna take that long. The new baby brother. I'm gonna let Luke talk for a little bit, but he's my younger brother. No, never mind.
See the fossils that we found?
Oh, yep.
See a seashell in there?
Sky, do you have anything to say?
So we are playing in the rain.
Lightning. That was huge. Did you get that on camera? No. It went too fast.
Hi,
To Levi.
my name is Levi, and I'm a Welker. So as you can see, there is lightning out.
Oh, lightning. Oh, did you get it on camera?
No. Well, you can hear thunder out, and it's pretty cool to hear it. So this is our muddy puddle, and we're jumping in it to have fun.
Really cool.
They're sad. And see that? That's lightning. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
We're at 1.4. Supposedly more coming. It's definitely windy though, but I don't know if the rain gauge is reading accurately because it's been raining all day on and off and hasn't showed any increase, so I think the wind's blowing it out of the gauge, but I'd say at least 1.5 inches so far, and they're talking maybe another inch tonight and tomorrow. That'd be great, so let's see if we break that too. I'd say we're well over 2 inches. 2.25, 2.5. Wind's been blowing and the rain gauges haven't really been reading accurately, so it's hard to say, but keep raining. It's been about a little over a week since it rained 3 inches here on the farms. I was going to show you guys kind of what's happening. Obviously the tall green wheat, spring wheat, that stuff was already out and emerged. This is the first day we seeded. But what's interesting is showing you, well, let's go over here, the bare spots. This is what's happened, and this is what I was going to told you guys what was going to happen. See this wheat? It's even it crusted a little bit with that rain. There's little pieces of crust like this, but look at that underneath there. Look at that. Look what's working underneath this. There is wheat, and it's trying. It's trying hard. There's some new stuff right there. See that stuff's pushing against the crust. These broke through the crust. See all that? Look at that. There's supposed to be rain in 2 days. We really actually could use it. This crust isn't heavy, but a weak wheat sprout trying to work up, and it hits this, it could stop and run out of energy and quit. Wheat's fairly tough. Not like pulses though, where they can about shove through concrete. This stuff can't do that as much. So if it's crusted, it's not gonna make it, it's gonna stop. But look how it's just pushed up. My dad was showing me this earlier. See how it's just made lines where it's just all pushing up this layer of crust, and all that wheat sitting underneath there waiting to come out. So if we got a light rain, that would easily let a lot of stuff push out, but all these areas like this is just gonna turn green, and it's gonna be a pretty full field. But we're running into the problem that we talked about, and that is this wheat here, it's getting far along. So, I mean, it's not gonna be long here, and we're just about touching the too late to spray time. So probably next week we'll have to really deeply consider what are we gonna spray. Are we gonna spray this early stuff or wait on it? I better go to a field and try some of the last stuff we seeded, see what that looks like. But this stuff, it's amazing how much it's grown since it rained. I bet this was half as tall. It was probably that tall, and it rained, it grew this much. Wild. But there's a head start inside of this. Let's see if I can find it. I mean, it's see, yeah, right there. Oop, right here. There's the beginning of a head right there, starting to push out. So there's not much time on that. So, anyways, that's an update on the field situation. Like I said, we're not out of the water. This rain is absolute. There's still mud in the ditches. This rain was just such a blessing. This land really needed it. The grass is finally starting to turn green again, but we're gonna need another 2 or 3 inches minimum over the next 2 months to really take this to an average crop. And if we don't get that, we might have a crop to harvest, but it's not gonna be pretty. But thankful for the rain. Needed it. So that's good.
Okay, another day of hauling. We got started hauling some more winter wheat. We got some contracts to fill this month of June. And all right, I could go ahead and get this just idling so that I can get all this running, then maybe I can idle. All right, we're getting a few loads in town, and I've got a co-driver, Shelby. Yeah, he's chilling out. He loves to ride. Yeah. And it's getting close to the dog days of summer. I think around this farm it's a dog day almost every day, isn't it? Is it a dog day? Alright. I'm gonna go load up again and repeat the process. I'm in the old Pete with an old dog and an old driver. Boy, I hope I'm not as old as that driver.
Running our trusty Can-Am Defender Pro. This had this window open driving the fields, and it was vibrating so much and it cracked all the window up, so that's kind of a bummer, but this one's been running pretty good, honestly. Random Lego arm inside here, that's interesting. Just judging from what I'm seeing here, we got a lot of growth of all kinds of stuff. And I don't know, a lot of this is not out of stage yet. You can't have, I mean, that's thistle, we don't like that. Terrible stuff, but Canadian thistle. But I mean, there's just stuff everywhere. Tansy mustard, was that like a buckwheat? Kochia right here, kochia. Yeah, it's throughout all of it. All right, I think that's it. Just gonna go get some product, fire up Big Brute, get everything greased, oiled, fueled, calibrated. We'll spend the next 50 hours of my week in the sprayer. And then right after that, I got that to do. Fallow, another 50 hours. So I'll have 100 hours of that sprayer in the next 2 weeks. Easy.
Yeah, I'm playing tractor. Well, sprayer. We went ahead and got the Apache sprayer out of the building. Just a few minor things, put the filters back in it, fixed one hydraulic leak. There was a cracked fitting that got some water in it that didn't drain out properly and froze. Small, wasn't a big deal. And then we're out spraying. So we're doing a little bit of crop spraying. We're getting some of the kochia, Russian thistle. There you go, can't talk. And but there's not a lot of crop that we're going to spray, and honestly, it's looking pretty sad out here still. So even though we got rain, the crop that came up before the rain was hurt pretty bad. And so there's 2 different stages. Obviously, you guys know that. There's a wheat that grew, and then there's a wheat like a month behind that's starting to grow. And so I don't know. We'll see how it goes to harvest. It's going to be an interesting year. My goodness. Good morning. Beautiful morning. We got about 1,300s last night, so that's kind of nice. A little bit of a shower to help things move along, and the grass is really turning. Crop is starting to turn for the better. Obviously, well, we'll see how it goes this year. We've talked about it. What's crazy though, a lot of the crop is heading out right now, which is just kind of, well, it's crazy in my opinion. Seems a little early, because it is. But anyways, I'm gonna go get the sprayer, the Apache, start it up, fill it up, go spray, because we're gonna spray some more crop. Nick's out in the Big Brute, and yeah. You know, this thing does okay, but my goodness, the ladder going up and that boom right there and the door, kind of hit your head once in a while if you're not careful. Another thing about this is you got to shut the door, because when you release the parking brake, a ladder comes up and smacks the door. So there's that. Okay.
All right, it's been a little over 2 weeks. I'm back at the spot where we saw pre-big rain of 2026. So that was like beginning of June when we hit that big rain. A little over 3 inches came down here. Then a week and a half later, another ½ inch came down. And yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, we got another 2/10. So we've had quite a bit of rain in this area the last couple of days. It's been amazing. But this is the grass after 2 weeks. It was brown and dead. Now it's green and a lot of growth. This is all new growth. It was all just this dead stuff. It's going to take a little bit for it to finally really get going here, but 2 weeks in and it's already turning green. As I look across, way out in the distance, I just see green across all the rolling hills and everything. It's pretty amazing. Let's put the drone up in the air. Let's take a look from the sky, give you an idea. Then we'll check in in a couple weeks and see what it looks like then. And maybe we'll get some more rain and it'll be even greener. But this stuff's got cows on it, so it's going to keep getting chowed down on. But that's okay. Drone time. Quite an interesting year. I don't know. Let's see how it all pans out. But yeah, we're sitting right now with 2 stages of crop, the amount of moisture we got. I don't even know what harvest is going to be like. It's going to be really interesting. But if we get some good rains the next 6 weeks or so, might be half decent. Could be the best in several years. It gets hot and dry. Yeah. We've been down that road.
Hey, welcome back. Yeah, still rocking that beast. So we decided to run both sprayers. We just finished all the crop acres yesterday. Now we're on chem fallow. And Nick was spraying with weeded, which is awesome, and it saves a lot of chemical because you're not putting as much on, you're nailing those small weeds that are out there. But there's a couple fields out there that are just, there's too much on there, and it's about the point where you might as well broadcast it. So that being said, I'm going to take the Patchy, I'm going to spray a bunch of different fields to help Nick out, try to get done with chem fallow. So, all right, let's rock this beast. Yeah, fat guy in a little tight spot. Oh, there we go. So I got about 1,000 gallons of chemical in here, using the Mixmate, which is awesome. I'm not very techy. Nick helped me. He told me what to do. Monkey see, monkey do. That's what I do. Ish. But today's a good day, and you know what? We're gonna make things happen.
Hey everyone, just want to give a quick update. What's happening with the water situation on the farm? It's actually been quite good. I was gone over the last couple days, so I wasn't able to fill much of it. I think my brother got a little bit of it, but it rained another inch and 6/10 here. Isn't that crazy? So we've had 3, 4, 6, 5, about almost 5 inches of rain in the month of June. That's correct. That's, man, that's even hard to think. Well, I guess we got that rain. Yeah, it was the end of June. So that's almost our entire year's worth of rain in 1 month. So we're on a good stretch of rain right now. I don't know. Super El Nino was supposed to not let that happen. At least that's what they kind of said for our area. And well, it's definitely happening. So maybe Super El Nino in our area is not such a bad thing. I'm sure July's gonna get hot and dry. It usually does. But this is our first seeded stuff. Well, I guess a day later, and it's looking pretty good. When I say looking pretty good, there's these spots where, you know, it was dry, and this is the new growth coming up. Look how tiny some of this stuff is. I mean, some of this stuff's little, but this all has potential. This will look like that in a couple weeks. It has a bunch of moisture down deep. I mean, we've got a lot of moisture just sitting on a bunch. And so, I don't know, this is a 30 bushel crop right here. Considering what we've had last couple of years, that's great. It's right next to my house. It's just been it's been awesome. So yeah, no, I was gone for a few days and checking the rain gauge, and man, it's 1 6/10 is just such a blessing. It's a huge rain for us, huge rain. So we're on track to making some bushels around some of this farm. The early stuff, like I said, that's, you know, the young stuff that's still not even heading out yet. It could burn up if it stops getting rain. But so far, not too bad. That is a small head though. That's not very big. I'm gonna show too, we didn't spray this field because it was too advanced by the time we were ready to spray, and it had the little stuff in it too, and we decided, you know what, let it go. But you can see what's growing in here. Our nemesis, kochia. It's obviously really bad where I built my house because this area got driven on a bunch. It's gonna be gross when by the time it comes harvest, there's gonna be kochia all around my house. This stuff, it's all been sprayed. Kochia, just kochia. Worst weed ever, fireweed. I haven't shown these guys much, but oh, what was that? Oink. So we got stripes. I'm over here, dude, and strawberry. And these are our 4-H pigs. So my daughter Rosie is raising these for 4-H. She'll be showing probably this one. He's not as big as he should be. He's a little underweight. We've been feeding him a mix of peas, lentils, wheat, barley. We have a hammer mill. We've been hammering it out. And we haven't been buying feed because we're cheap like that and save money and use our own stuff. But it just must not be the right consistency of stuff because they're not gaining weight like they probably should. They're still big, but they're not as big as they should be. 45 pounds when we got this guy. A couple months later, he's already like 250 pounds. So yeah, rub that. Get that itch. Scratch it. Now it's the back of the head that's itchy. Did you get it yet? Need some help with that? Oh, it's the body now. Nothing's expensive. Don't wreck it. So yes, it is July 2nd. We're kind of skipping ahead a couple weeks. We got behind on some of our videos and we stopped recording for a couple weeks because we didn't have a lot going on. We were busy doing things that we needed to do that weren't camera worthy. So we're caught up a little bit now. So I'm sorry about the little behind, but we're in the back. And yeah, it's July 2nd today. And I'll keep you guys updated on how the crops are going. But so far so good. All right, thanks for watching. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.